All right. We are live on YouTube. Let's hand over the charge to our president, PTM Sarfraz.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid, and welcome, fellow Toastmasters. And our guest, Abdul Rahman, I assume he's a new Toastmaster since he's given an icebreaker speech.
Well, he has promised to take up membership as long as
Okay.
he's allowed to give one icebreaker.
Okay. So almost a Toastmaster. So he's an ATM. Welcome. Since he is planning on joining, so I guess I don't want to go into the history. He knows the purpose of Toastmasters is to help us improve our communication skills in a friendly environment where we uplift each other. Okay. Yeah. Do we have any announcements from last meeting?
Yes,
Toastmaster Imran. Go ahead, detail Talha or Toastmaster Imran Rana.
uh, I'd rather the secretary make all the important announcements.
Secretary has ordered the VP to proceed with the meeting bulletin.
Okay, that's so kind of you. The previous meeting took place exactly 1 week ago, and here are the winners from the previous meeting. Best speaker went to myself. Best table topic speaker went to, ironically, the table topics evaluator, Toastmaster Imran Rana. Best evaluator went to DTM Iram Rizvi. Best facilitator, Toastmaster Hiba Reis Khan, who took up two roles. Best Big Four went to Toastmaster Saad Amin as the Toastmaster of the day. And there was an additional award of MVP, Most Valuable Player, because we were all enthralled and mesmerized by the sheer eloquence and grammar and word usage of our guest speaker from Contour Toastmaster Basim Heather. So those are pretty much the minutes. The theme was spirituality. Word of the day was elevation. There were 14 participants and duration was 1 hour and 15 minutes. Over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Announcement is time for.
And sorry,
Yes, go ahead.
one more announcement. Sorry. Our president, distinguished Toastmaster Sarfraz, just attained his sixth DTM. So on behalf of the club, we are not only honored and grateful for your service, but we all think that the day we met you and the day you decided to engage with Karachi Toastmasters Club has been one of the best things that has ever happened to the club and to each of us personally. Thank you so much, sir, and over to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I was going to say our current dues expire on 31st March. So we have 1 week. And I've been reminding, especially since I'm responsible for the division contest in my division here in District 50. And there's one club that had 8 members, and only 5 have renewed. And our chances are slim that all 3 remaining will renew, which means the club will not be in good standing. So the member of that club who won the area will not be able to compete in the division contest. I checked the membership records of District 122. So I won't talk about D122. I'll just talk about the Division B, and that's where the KTC Toastmaster. No club is in good standing right now. In other words, they're in good standing because the dues have been paid for through March 31st. But as far as the April dues are concerned, none of the clubs have paid. If a club, for example, KTC, were to pay dues for at least 8 members, including all the contestants who are competing in the division contest, and then ask the division director to hold the contest on April 2, while every other club is not eligible to compete, it will just be one contestant in each of the contests, and all KTC members will advance to the district contest. A very simple way of advancing to the district which people dream of getting to the district contest. And this is the one easy method. People don't think about it because the people, and I'm not sure if the division directors are telling their members, hey, if you are going to compete, please renew your dues. So I have 5 contestants. And in our case, only first place winner from the area advanced division. So there were 5 areas, 5 contestants in table topics, and 5 in international speech contest. The district is only doing 2 contests. And so there are 9 contestants. One is competing in both. And one of the international speech contestants, the one who was a winner from our division last year and won the district and went on to win the semifinals. And he was actually the finalist. He did not place in the finals. He's competing again this time. And he'll be competing in our division. And so for some reason, they knew that they have to be in good standing. So they were the first ones to, right after the winning the area contest, because I announced that at the area contest before the results were announced. I said that in order to compete at the division, which is on April 5th, you must be in good standing and your club has to be in good standing. So they took that to heart and renewed it. So bottom line, members of KTC need to renew their dues so that members of KTC who are competing in the division contest representing KTC and Area 1 will be in good standing, and the club will be in good standing, eligible to compete. Also, you may have already seen the post from the PQD team about the contests at the district level and the conference that will be held in 3 cities, Lahore, Islamabad, and Karachi in the month of May. So please plan to attend a city near you, which most likely will be Karachi, because many of our members are in Karachi. But if you are near Lahore or in Islamabad, you're welcome to attend there. And I've noticed that we have our team or Toastmaster of the meeting with us. So at this time, it is my honor to once again introduce our Toastmaster of the meeting, Toastmaster Asghar, almost a DTM, a DTM. And it's up to you, Toastmaster Asghar, when you are going to drop that A in front of a DTM. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. I think it is more depend on DTM Thala rather than me.
Oh, he holds the key.
Thank you very much. I'm Toastmaster Asghar. Thank you very much. Welcome to the meeting. Today I'm going to be, in fact, I am the Toastmaster of the morning. We have, as usual, 3 sections. The first one is prepared speeches. And today, and let me talk about the theme. The team that I said, spring bacons. So now I'm a little bit confused about bacon. I think a feeling of anticipation along with the feeling of unsettlement as well. I mean, you are a little bit excited at the same time, also confused what is going to happen. What is
No,
the
beckons
optimism?
means
Right. Yeah.
beckons means something is calling to you.
Calling you.
Something is calling to you. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that something must be awful. But that something
no.
must be positive.
No.
No, anything.
Beckons is usually
Spring.
used in the positive sense.
Spring.
Well, the positive sense.
Yeah.
So it means the spring is there. It means
Yes,
the
spring.
spring is there. Okay,
The
thank you.
spring.
And I totally agree because I can see spring, especially in Quetta, from all 4 directions. And since there is a mountain, so I can't see it in Karachi, but I clearly see it in Quetta. So the spring is here. And thank you very much for this theme. You, in fact, refined this theme wonderfully. That is why I was interested the word beacons, and let me use it in another occasion. But come to the sessions. The first session is about prepared speaker. Then we have the table topic session, and finally we have a journal evaluation where we evaluate our speeches. I would like to go the first session, but before that, I would like to call the roll holders. DTM grammarian Wase Ahmad, you are the grammarian. Today, you are the grammarian. Can you introduce your role as a grammarian, what you are going to do? Grammarian and word master as well.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, and good morning, everyone. After a long time, today I'll be playing the role of the word master and grammarian. As a word master, the word of the day today is forbearance, forbearance, which means patience, self-control, restraint, and tolerance. For example, this his unfailing courtesy and forbearance under great provocation. So please try to use this word in your speeches as much as you can. Word of the day, forbearance. And as a grammarian, my role would be to point out the mistakes, the good usage of the of grammar, and highlight them and give my report at the end of the meeting. That's from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Wase Ahmed, for introduction of your role and the word of the day. Now, do we have Eba Rais Khan? Eba, are you there? Because you are today our listener and joke master. Thank you. So please introduce your role as a listener, and then we are eagerly waiting for your jokes.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and no guests, no, one guest. As the listener, I would be making note of all the interesting words and phrases spoken by the speaker during the prepared speeches, the table topic session, as well as the entire session. So the audience will have to keep their ears open all the time. And at the end of the session, everyone, I will be speaking the sentences and phrases, the interesting words and phrases and sentences spoken by the speaker, and the audience will have to guess. And as for the jokes, why did the roofer go to the doctor? Why did the roofer go to the doctor? He had shingles.
Shingles.
What happened to the illegally parked frog? What happened to the illegally parked frog? Parked frog. It gets stowed away. Okay. This is for all the husbands. Arguing with your wife is like reading the software license agreement. Arguing with your wife is like reading the software license agreement. In the end, you just ignore everything and click I agree. Okay. Did you hear about the Italian chef who died? Did you hear about the Italian chef who died? He passed away. It's the what I've written is he passed away. So it's like he passed away. Okay. Did you hear about this ski trip? Did you hear about this ski trip? It started off fine, but went downhill fast. Why don't cats tell a lot of stories? Why don't cats tell a lot of stories? They only have one tail. Two walkie-talkies got married. Two walkie-talkies got married. The reception was amazing. And the last one, why does a loaf of bread, what does a loaf of bread say to a friend after doing them a favor? What does a loaf of bread say to a friend after doing them a favor? It's the least I can do. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Eba. Thank you. I really liked all of them, but the agreement between Nikah, the comparison between Nikah and the agreement of software is really the best one. I even haven't read Nikah, believe me. It has, I think Only two and a half page, if I can recall. It is now July 2006. I can't recall exactly. Thank you very much anyhow. Now with this roles, now we have technical host timer.
I just had to ask something, TM Asgar, before you begin. Is the R counter role filled up or is it still
No,
there?
no, it is not, and you are welcome to take it.
No, actually, I think we have Toastmaster Rafat, Toastmaster Abid, GQ as well. Perhaps
Uh,
if one of them would like to take it.
Okay, okay.
okay, anyone? Toastmaster Rafat, are you there? Will you be our R counter today? Toastmaster Abib?
I can take the role of our
Oh,
counter.
yes. Thank you very much. A voice from the
Great.
unexpected direction. I really appreciate it. Thank you being there when we need you. Thank you. So our R counters DQ. Can you just introduce the R counter? What will you do?
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, today my role is of R counter, and what I'm going to do is to identify the filler words like ums, and those words which are not required during a speech. So at the end of the meeting, I'll be giving my report as to how many Toastmasters during this speech or evaluation or maybe the table topics have used these filler words. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, GQ, for taking up this role. And we will be waiting for the report in the end of the meeting. Now we are entering into the first session, which is prepared speeches. And the prepared speakers. Oh, yes. The first one is Toastmaster Asgar. Toastmaster Asgar will be evaluated by DTM Talha bin Ahmed. Someone wrote TM Talha bin Ahmed. It is wrong, and a rectification is required. So, DTM Talha bin Ahmed, please introduce Toastmaster Asgar, Asgar's project.
Yeah, actually, I was the one who wrote TM because I didn't want to incur your wrath over not being a DTM and yet once again being blamed for it. But alas, I failed. Even before start of the session, you managed to put that blame on me. So thank you so much. And also, I fond of calling myself TM because every DTM is a TM first. So no, not necessary to remind, especially if you're writing about yourself, that you are a DTM. So today, Toastmaster Mohammed Asghar will do something that he does best, and we look forward to this thing, which is using descriptive language. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice writing a speech with an emphasis on adding language to increase interest and impact. Listen for descriptive words and literary elements such as plots and settings. Think about the story the speaker is telling, even in an informational speech. Uh, so Toastmaster Mohammed Asghar will be delivering this project from engaging humor. The title of the speech is A Rainy Night. A Rainy Night, Toastmaster Asghar. Mr. Timer, the project length is 5 to 7 minutes.
Mr. President, dear Toastmasters, the rain came at last ferocious, drenching everything everywhere. Tree branches ripped from the trunks. The street became lakes. Electricity meters sparked and smoked. Downpour plunged the city into darkness. The clouded sky was as black as coal. Schools and offices would certainly be closed the next day because the flooded street would be impassable. But that night, my worry was not the outage, darkness, or flooded streets. I was more concerned about our old-aged new neighbor who had become our next-door neighbor from Punjab a week earlier. Now, in a brilliant twist of fate, just a week earlier, I received their parcel mistakenly at my doorstep. But in the same day when I saw him, I tossed it at him from the distance, and he deftly catch it and flipped it open. There was a book in it. I got the glance of the front page, a book I had already read, but finding a reader next door was a dream come true. That was the beginning of our good neighborly spirit. We exchanged each other's book, phone number, and even keys, just in case. To my surprise, they were living, walking, and breathing five-star example of an old couple from all aspects of their life, with one nasty exception, which was Shiru, their dog. Despite its growl voice and rumbling look, I always tried to give it a smile, but noticed how its eyes crinkled at the curve of my mouth whenever I flashed a smile at it. Again, that evening, my first worry was the couple itself. What would they be doing in such an inclement weather without knowing or being familiar with their surroundings? So I called them. Finding no response from their mobile, something started to niggle at the back of my mind. So I walked to their door with keys in my hand. The strong wind outside whipped fallen leaves from the broken tree branches, and the ground was littered from their crisp brown skeletons. I rushed towards their door and pushed the bell. No one responded. I fumbled the keys into lock and twisted the knob. Then I nudged open the door and stepped into the house with a torch in my left hand. The lights beam dizzily went up and down with each my step. I swung the light from side to side to see all directions for them, but they were not there. I darted into the hallway and stood still and tried to listen. But the house was as silent as grave. There was an oval-shaped dining table within my touching distance. There was some puddle over there, and I took an experimental lick. They smelled good. They smelled fresh and looked good, which implied that they were there, around, and might be here. But where did they vanish? My heart started to hammer into my chest. Were both electrocuted in an attempt to rescue each other? A sudden shrill noise made me jump. My mobile is jittering in my side pocket and I took it out. My neighbor's name is flashing at me from the screen. I saw the first 5 words in the preview panel on my mobile screen. Asghar, where are you? I immediately pushed the preview panel to read the detail, and it reads, "We are taking tea at your mother-in-law at your house because there was nothing to do in the darkness at our own home in this time. So please join us." It seemed like it seemed like a cat who stole a cream. But there was the rub. He didn't know we were different as chalk and cheese. The very mention of our name was like a red rag to a bull. So predictably, frustration raged inside me. And instead of joining them, I preferred to stay outside the home on the pretext of wiping the rainwater and waited for the electricity to come. I called this my forbearance. Within half an hour, my forehead was damp with perspiration, my both arms were aching, and my back was spasming. But meanwhile, electricity came back. The frustration that had been building inside me subsided considerably. Within all those 30 minutes, I put the wiper aside and rushed towards my room as quick as flash, without letting anyone notice me. Toastmaster of the day. Thank you, Toastmaster Asgar, for your speech. Now we have come to the second speech, and second speaker is a guest, if I'm not wrong. Indeed, written, it is guest Abdul Rahman. Abdul Rahman will be delivering his speech from Pathway Presentation Mastery, and today is Icebreaker. Guest Abdul Rahman will be evaluated by DTM Sarfaraz Nazir. DTM Sarfaraz Nazir, over to you. You are mute.
Thank you, Toastmaster Asgar. Yeah, you mentioned that he's listed on the agenda as a guest. That reminds me, decades ago, when roaming the streets of Sadar Bazaar, and you came across a fruit stand or a fruit cart, and you saw the man was selling watermelons, before you shelled out your money to buy something from the person, you wanted to taste it. And if you liked the piece that he handed you, and oh, this is juicy, real good, I'll take it home, our family is going to enjoy it. This is what is happening in this meeting. Guest or future Toastmaster Abdul Rahman is giving his icebreaker speech. So we will get to learn something about him. And he's going to learn something about us and then decide, is there a match between KTC and guest Abdul Rahman? I won't go into the relationship, see what happens. That's why you mentioned about nikah nama and something. So this is like a nikah nama here. Should we go forward with the nikah nama now? Now the icebreaker speech, the purpose of the project is for Abdul Rahman to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. The title of his speech is An Icebreaker, 4 to 6 minutes. Please welcome Abdul Rahman. An icebreaker speech, Abdul Rahman.
Am I audible? Thank you, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters and guests. If you do not plan your life, it means you are following the plan of someone else's life. Hi, I'm Abdul Rahman, and today I'm going to appear before you to present my first project as an icebreaker. Trust me, I'm a person who never break anything in my life. Even I didn't hit any fly in my life. But today is the most terrified day of my life, where I'm going to break something which is the poor ice. I have 4 children, and they all have different. Four all have different type of opinion of east, west, north, and south. Couple of years back, we had only 3 children, but we had a problem while our children needed to play Ludo Star, so I had to play with them. So therefore, we decided to sit together and we planned for the fourth baby to balance the team. I'm much content with my life, but I always keep on looking some more avenues to have some impactful life. I expected the life the way I expected from the life. But when I never expect from my life, I got tons of things which I never expected. I can divide my life in three phases: my education and my childhood, my marriage and professional life, and my future life. As far as my childhood is concerned, I was the only child in my family. Therefore, I got much restricted and much restricted life where I have to seek permission for every move. Even if I have to go to the washroom, I need to seek permission to measure if I can go to the washroom or not. I was not allowed to go out alone, and I was only allowed to go my one relative's place. Besides this, I was not allowed to go anywhere. I did I did got admission in English medium school where all the subjects, including English, were taught in Urdu. I was not a brilliant child in education, and I always get highest marks from the lower side. Well, I can divide my life in three phases, I have covered my first phase. The second phase of my life when my parents came to me and told me if I can marry with this woman, and I said yes. And from that day, my life is jolted. So I can relate my life story. I can relate with my life from a story when the God created a donkey and said, "You are a donkey. You will be living in 33 years, and you will be carrying all the weights on your back, and you have to live 33 years." The donkey said, "God, I agreed whatever you said, but living 33 years is too long. What about living 20 days, 20 years?" And God accepted. Number two, God created the dog and said, "You will be the dog, and your job is to guarding and protecting humans' home, and you have to eat whatever is given to you, and you will be living 27 years." The dog said, "Okay, I agreed, and I will do whatever you said, but living 27 years is too much. So what about 15 years?" And God accepted. Then God created the monkey and said, "You will be the monkey, and your job will be to amuse people, entertain them, and you will be living 10 years." Monkey agreed and said, "Ask only 5 years." Finally, God created the human and said, "You are the human. You are the my presence in the earth. You are the only intellectual being on the face of the earth. You will dominate the world, and you will be living 30 years." The man said, "Okay, God, the things you have told to me, I will be doing all these things, but 30 years are too short. So why don't you give me the 13 years which donkey refused, 12 years that dog doesn't want, and 5 years that monkey rejected?" And God agreed. So this is how now the man passes his life, and initial 30 years of his life are very joyful. He enjoys childhood. He has his dream. He chases his dream. But after 30 years, his life of a donkey starts, where he will be carrying the burden of his family on his back, and next 13 years he will be living like a donkey. And then when he retires, his life of a dog starts when he becomes the guard or protector of a house and sitting at the corner and eat whatever is given to him. And finally, after next 5 years, when he will be living a life of a monkey, he will only be amusing his grandchildren and passing his life like this way. So according to this story, now I am in the life of donkey, and in 13 years are still going on. As far as my professional life is concerned, I am a supply chain professional, and I'm working in the Noman Industries. And as far as my job is concerned, the whole day I take as much stress as I can because the work will be completed at its own time, so you cannot add any value in it. Then, then comes to my future life. So I remember a quote of George Bernard Shaw, where he says, "Life is not what you're looking for. Life is what you created." So in my future life and in my coming life, I will be writing my own destiny. I will write what I want in my life, and I will make my this destiny as a true. So so I will now be living a purposeful life and intended life, not the life which is accidentally come into life, but life which is planned, life which has a purpose, life which has an impact. So for this reason, I'm here with you, lovely peoples. I will be polishing my communication and skills so that I can make more impact. And my aim is to give a TED talk in the TED talk speech. So over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, guest Abdul Rahman, for your speech, and thank you for the striking similarity that you share about the subject of English reading in Urdu. That is totally relatable. It reminded me my childhood days. So with this, we have reached the end of our second speech. Now the next one is, I think Noreen Fatima is not here, so
Not
we can
here.
dive
Yeah.
to the third speech. That is the DTM Tala bin Ahmed. DTM
Uh,
Tala bin Ahmed,
yeah.
who will be the evaluator?
Yeah. That's the question I was about to ask.
I
Uh,
am,
if uh,
Can
if maybe Toastmaster Abid, if you are available to evaluate,
or Ghulam
or
Qadir also don't have any role except the R counter. So can we give
he has
him?
our contact. GQ, can you evaluate?
Sure. Just send me the project
Yeah,
details.
yeah. Okay,
Just
Yes.
I'm
one second.
sending you the project link. Just
Sure.
yeah, just wait for about 10, 12 seconds. And sorry, GQ, I've sent you the file and I've sent you the title as well. Please check your watch.
DTM Tala, you are delivering your speech, connect with the storyteller. Na? The title of your speech, The Day I Met God at the Roadside. GQ, what is the objective of the speech? Can you describe the objective of the speech?
Sure, Toastmaster Asghar. So today DTM Tala bin Hamid would be giving a project which is connect with the storytelling. I'm really not sure which level it is and from which pathway. But the purpose statement of this is the purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is story. So this is the purpose, and timer, please note, that's 5 minutes. The project time is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, DTM Tala.
All right. All right. Am I audible and visible? All right. Steam was spewing from the engine of my car. Steam was spewing out of my ears. The little red cage On the dashboard showed H. The huge gauge of anger right here showed nuclear meltdown. I tried to gently squeeze the accelerator of the car as the seat under my bottom heated and heated and heated, as if to try and prevent it from exploding, as I frantically looked anyone or anything at the roadside that would help the situation. But let's rewind a little bit, fellow Toastmasters and guests. A few months ago, the love of our lives, the little red Suzuki, fell into trouble. You see, it is a van made for the Japanese domestic market, and it is a wonder of engineering. It is as tiny as a subcompact, but it can seat 5 people and 4 children or midgets. It has its engine under the front seat, the battery in the boot, and when you open the bonnet, there is nothing but washer fluid outlets. Like all Japanese cars, it happens to be super reliable. And that's what it proved to be its undoing. Because we relied on it to keep going and going and going, despite not having it serviced or checked out for years and years. Until that fateful day came. Right in the middle of workday, I received a phone call from my wife. And I was worried because I'm sorry, we are not in the habit of exchanging pleasantries during the workday. So I knew it had to be something wrong. Was it one of the kids? Did something happen to my mom? Or did something happen to my wife? But no, the wife was calling, so nothing could have happened to her. I picked up the phone and said, hello. And she gave the grim verdict. The engine of the little Suzuki had given up the ghost. It had burned up, and she had parked it on the roadside and was going home. And she was just informing me of the situation. Without explicit instructions, I knew what to do. I got up from the office and made it to the said location where the little silver box stood by the roadside, staring at me with doleful eyes. I got in, tried to get it started, and it didn't start. I then called a mechanic. The mechanic towed it away, and the diagnostic procedures took one whole day. Another fateful call right in the middle of workday, and the grim verdict was delivered. The engine had died. It had to be replaced. I was in shock. How could an engine simply die? I mean, what did we do? We just drove it on the roads of Karachi for years and years without getting it serviced or even checking its water level. I mean, what did we do? We didn't do anything. And perhaps that was the problem. The engine felt ignored and neglected and died, just like a beloved pet. Then I asked the mechanic what would be the estimate of repair. And he said, there is no repair. You need to get a new engine, and that costs approximately 100,000 rupees. And I screamed at him, are you kidding? That is like our entire savings. Come on. Look at the size of the engine. It's a 3-liter, 660cc engine. And the horsepower is so low, they don't even list it. they're perhaps ashamed of it. No avail, we had to get it replaced. And then another phone call from my wife 2 days later. And this time I really thought that it was a loving token of gratitude and said, "Hi, honey." And she said, "No time for pleasantries. The car has broken down again. Please come pick it up." So the nuclear meltdown sign started flashing in my head. And I screamed at God, "What the frick? Aren't you satisfied our savings are finished? And yet the car is stuck again? I mean, what are you trying to do?" In sheer frustration, I drove to the location, got into the car, and this time it started. I frantically looked here and there for a mechanic. Someone from the roadside beckoned. There was a gentleman, and he asked me, "Sir, is there something wrong with you or the car?" And I said, "Kind of both. We are both nearing nuclear meltdown." He said, "Okay, let me take a look." I parked the car by the roadside. The mechanic got in, opened the seat, because remember, the burning engine was right under my bottom. Took out a pipe, and he said, "Maybe the pipe that supplies water to the engine is choked. Let me try once." He fixed the pipe again and then said, "Sir, try to start it." The car started, and the temperature gauge was right back to C. A roadside miracle. And when I asked him, "Okay, thank you so much. How much do I owe you?" He said, "Sir, don't bother. It was nothing." Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes when we scream at God, He meets us by the roadside and wrings us by the neck and asks us to shut up and look around. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, DTM Tala, for sharing the story of your love of life. It was really interesting and humorous as well. With this, since our fourth speaker who is absent, so we would like to end this session from here, and we'll go to the next session, which is table topic session. And today our table.
You need to ask the timer for the qualification of the speakers, and you
Oh,
also
yes,
did
please
ask.
go ahead. Yes.
You also didn't call the timers to introduce his role.
Okay, so please do both. That is my fault. I confess it.
And then you wonder why you're not a DTM yet.
Yeah.
Master
Not past
stroke.
that.
Okay. No, I'm not going to explain the role of the timer. I simply inform the timing. We have 2-time disqualification. Absolute distinguished Toastmaster Asghar has qualified. Okay, so we have 2-time disqualification. Our icebreaker, the icebreaker speech is from 4 to 6 minutes, and he took 7 minutes and 24 seconds. And DTM Talha, he took 7 minutes and 43 seconds. So only Toastmaster Asghar is qualified. Rest of the speakers are disqualified. As per timing.
Nuclear
Thank you.
meltdown.
Thank you. And this is the literal meltdown. It's not figuratively. And thank you. I however survived. And I've heard there is an animal which has the ability to survive. I don't know, it is peanuts or something like that in case of the even nuclear uh, explosion. I just forgot the name of the animal which has the ability to survive. Next
That
time I
was
will try to find out.
cockroach,
Huh?
I guess.
Cockroach, something like that.
No,
Okay.
no, Phoenix. It's Phoenix.
Phoenix. which has the ability to raise from the ashes or something like that, but it's
Yes.
largely
Yes.
mythical. It is not it is mythical something, I think. Okay. Anyway, thank you. Now the table topic session. Table topic masters. Today, table topic master for our table topic session is DTM Sarfraz Nazir. So I would like to hand over charge to him for running the next session. Over to you, DTM Sarfraz Nazir.
Okay, may I request DTM Talha in table topic session if he can do the timing, because I'm the table topic evaluator and I have to note down the points.
Sure. I'll disqualify everyone.
DTM Talha, I will ask you a question so that you can qualify while you disqualify everyone else. This will keep us from not having to vote in any of the segments of the meeting. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, we are now in the second segment of the second part of the club's meeting, table topics. The purpose of the table topics is for us to practice speaking on our feet, to be able to communicate in an impromptu situation. The time for table topics is 1 to 2 minutes. The minimum time is 1 minute. And that's when you will see the green color or the green light. Yellow light comes on at 1 minute and 30 seconds, the red at 2 minutes, and it stays on until the speech is finished. The maximum time is 2 minutes, 30 seconds, and the speaker is disqualified at 2 minutes and 31 seconds. You're also encouraged to use the word of the day while you're responding to the table topics question. The word of the day, as presented by our grammarian for the meeting, Toastmaster Wase Ahmed, is forbearance. Is that correct? So you're encouraged to use that in any way. Even if you butcher it, it's fine as long as you say that you use the word. And finally, remember that a response to a table topics question is a speech. It's a short speech, 1 to 2 minutes, but it's still a speech. This simply means that it should have an opening where you agree or disagree with the topic, and then a body where you provide justification for your position, and then it must have an ending. You cannot just say, talk about the topic and then say, oh, that's all from my side. And I hate to say that, earlier I was talking to some of you, especially DTM Talha, about division level contest that I attended Friday night and Saturday. This was the division level, meaning the people have gone from club to area and to division. Some just answered it, and when it came to towards the end, red light comes on or the red color comes on, they just ended. There was no ending to say that, hey, this is the conclusion of my speech, I'm not ending. So simply summarize, said for this reason, XYZ, I agree or disagree with the topic. So now I've already made a list of the sacrificial lamb. Oh, sorry, this is not the Qurbani time. So the table topics respondents. We have with us, some of people are not too familiar with what a table topics is. So I'm going to start with someone who is highly experienced in responding to table topics. DTM Irfan Farooqi, are you available to answer a question?
Yes, why not?
Okay, thank you. Irfan Farooqi. Spring beckons us to spend more time outdoors. What outdoor activity do you find most invigorating during this season? Spring beckons us to spend more time outdoors. What outdoor activity do you find most invigorating during this season, Irfan Farooqi?
Life has different phases. And what we like in our childhood is not what we like when we get adults. And I had seen so many old people, and I have found that their interest at that age is absolutely different from what it was in their early lives. I felt realizing the same thing in the area of my food choices. All those edibles that were cooked in my home and that were very favorite of my father, I had never liked them. And I recently started realizing that I have started liking all those foods that I never liked. My life quote was, vegetables are for goats and goats are for us. Now I like vegetables. Another thing that I had seen in the older people was a retired life, spending time at gardens. You know what? I have recently started the same hobby. I have started building a kitchen garden at my rooftop. Just a few minutes ago, there was a rain in the night, so I went upstairs to see what is the condition of my garden, plants in my garden. I just called my gardener that you had to come today. We had to sow new seeds, and all seeds are lying. Should I show you something here? Look, 22 seed packets are waiting for the gardener to come and I should sow them. The best activity in this season of spring is developing a kitchen garden. That I am doing. Table topic master.
Thank you, DTM Irfan Farooqi. What a wonderful way to do an outdoor activity by having someone else come and do the work for you. And I look forward to your kitchen garden. You've already shown us, I think previously in one meeting, you presented us or shared the photograph, and I'm looking forward to when the seedlings come out and you have some plants that you come back and give a speech and let us see the garden, what it looks like.
Thank you, Sir Prasad. You see, now is the time that is, the donkey time has gone now from my life. So this phase is not donkey phase. So I have a gardener who will do the donkey work for me.
That's good. So that's true. It is his donkey time. He's going to carry the load while you amuse us week after week. Toastmaster Rafat Mubin, are you available to answer a question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your question. What is one thing you're looking forward to doing this spring that you could not do during the winter? What is one thing you are looking forward to doing this spring that you could not do during the winter? Toastmaster Rafat Mubin.
Sir, such a nice question. The thing which I want to do is to sow seeds, because spring is the best season or best time to grow things. And I like spring because during spring, all efforts of a farmer or all efforts of anyone is utilized. I like spring because flowers and uh, flowers and the view of flowers make our life happy and cheerful. And I like spring because spring is always a time which provide us opportunity to grow things, and things are grow earlier, and there is low chance that the seed will not grow because the environment or the atmosphere helps the seed to grow. So for me, the better time or the best time is for growing is spring, and I want to utilize this time. Over to tabletop.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rafat Mubin, for your response. Abid Habib, are you available? Okay. Toastmaster Hiba Khan, are you available to answer a question?
Yes.
The topic for you is, if you could plant anything in your spring garden, what would it be and for what reason? If you could plant anything in your garden, what would it be and for what reason? Toastmaster Hiba Khan.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, if I get the chance to plant something in my garden, I would like to plant a lot of vegetables because vegetable it's the best time. Spring is the best time. Spring, summer is the best time to grow them, and spring, summer is the best time to grow them. And by eating vegetables, we all know that we get a lot of vitamins and energy, and this helps to revitalize our body. And also, by planting a lot of vegetables, this saves us. This would save me the cost of buying the vegetables from the market, and that's about it. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for your response. Is Abid Habib available? Guest Abdul Rahman, our future Toastmaster Abdul Rahman, would you like to respond to a tabletopper's question? I know you already gave a speech, but to give you a taste of what the complete flavor, just having chocolate. Okay, thank you. This way you'll get a taste of chocolate and vanilla in the same meeting. So Abdul Rahman, the topic for you is, what is your favorite springtime activity and why does it hold special meaning for you? What is your favorite springtime activity and why does it hold special meaning for you? Abdul Rahman.
Yeah, the most fascinating activity is to visit any garden or any place which is near to the sea, where I can see and feel and have the fragrances of all the flower. And likewise, if mostly honeybees are moving towards the flowers and taking its juice for making honey. So this spring is very useful for entire mankind because honey is very useful for everyone, and this scenery is very useful for our eyes and our uh, feelings. It gives more uh, healthy sort of feelings, and it uh, it brings you more toward the life, so you can see the colors and fragrance of life. So the only season which I enjoy the most is spring. Over to you, the tabletop master.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Uh, Hello.
Yes.
Am I audible? Toastmaster
Yes,
Sarfraz?
you are.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can
really
hear you.
sorry I could not able to manage, and in fact, my buttons were not functioning. I was listening you, but I could not able to talk to you, but now it's fine. Thank you.
Okay. So you're ready to answer a question?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Okay. So for you, the topic is spring is often seen as a symbol of renewal. Can you share a personal story of rejuvenation that coincides with this season, with the season of spring? The spring season is often seen as a symbol of renewal. Can you share a personal story of rejuvenation that coincides with this season?
Uh, Table topic
Abdullah,
masters, fellow
Abid Habib.
table topic masters, fellow Toastmasters, like my colleague, Toastmaster Irfan mentioned that life has many phases. And as the time passes, your activities and your priorities change. So, as I remember, like 20 years ago, it is always, very exciting to hear about the spring in Lahore. My cousins was there, and we normally every year we go in the spring weather to Lahore, where there's a celebration of Basant, and that is a great festival of Basant in Lahore. This is the, this is the just. It gives us the hopes of a new weather as well as the great excitement. And there's a festival of not only the kite flying, but also a celebration of new weather immediately after winter, and everybody is in a great state of mind. A lot of my cousins, friends, which normally comes from overseas, they always, enjoy the weather of spring in Lahore and the Basant festival in Lahore. So it gives a great excitement, great pleasure. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you for your response. And now, TTM Talha, I'm going to let you recover from what happened to you during the prepared speech segment. And so we will let you time yourself, so this way you won't be disqualified.
Great.
Okay. How does the transition from winter to spring affect your mood and daily routine? How does the transition from winter to spring affect your mood and daily routine? DTM Talha bin Hamid.
Thank you, Dr. Patel. Moods are dictated largely by whether we know it or not. And transition from winter to spring, unfortunately, does not take place in Karachi. In Karachi, what happens is that we have mildly hot weather, and it transitions beautifully into stinky hot weather, just like we are experiencing right now. And this makes me envious of my fellow Toastmasters, DTM Irfan and Toastmaster Asghar, because they are experiencing actual spring. And your question takes me back actually to my days in Quetta. Very few people would know, but spring is absolutely beautiful in Quetta. Not only the weather, but the variety of flowers that you can find in Quetta, you will not imagine. Just the shades, different shades of the rose that you can find in Quetta, I challenge that you can hardly find them anywhere else. Weather ends up affecting all of us. In fact, it affects me quite a bit. And contrary to the psyche of most Pakistanis, or let's say most normal humans, I find rainy season to be extremely unpleasant. And more than a day of cloudy weather, and I start feeling dejected, demotivated, and depressed. So, transition from winter to spring actually brings a degree of sadness to me because winter is what represents what is closest to spring in Karachi in terms of having a pleasant weather and seeing quite a bit of greenery. Still, all weathers are there for us to enjoy, and as they say, the real weather is what's inside you. Over to you, table topics master.
Thank you, DTM Talha bin Hamid, for your response. And Mr. Timer, Toastmaster Imran Rana, do we have time for one more, or should we go ahead and end the session?
Talha can guide us.
We can have one more since we didn't have one prepared speaker, so we can have one.
Okay, that's good. So Toastmaster Wasi Ahmed, you are our last table topic speaker. Please let me know when you're ready.
Sure, DTM Sifras. No.
Okay. What does the saying, April showers bring May flowers, mean to you, and how does it relate to you in your life? What does the saying, April showers bring May flowers, mean to you, and how does it relate to you in your life? Toastmaster Wasi Ahmed.
Thank you, table topic master, for that topic. April showers and May bring flowers. Trust me, it's completely irrelevant to someone who is living in Karachi. If I break down April showers, which means rain in April, trust me, we don't have that. And from past few years or almost a decade, we hardly receive any rain. We receive maybe a week or two in summers, or a day or two in winters, or you can just stretch it out to 10 days or 20 days in a whole year. That's the rain that we have in Karachi. We almost have no rain in Karachi. And coming to flowers in May, trust me, you need to have a private garden to have your flowers, to watch your flowers. We don't have gardens or proper parks in our cities. We only see slabs of concrete and roads and just houses. So that's completely irrelevant. But something, if you say that April showers and May flowers, which somewhere figuratively means that there is a downpour of something, and then something grows afterwards, which means that when you receive something, you receive good information, you receive good knowledge, and then you try to implement in life. That's something philosophical, but again, a bit relevant. So, in philosophical way, I agree with that part, but in literary way, I completely disagree with that statement. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Wasi Ahmed. All our tabletop speakers, the spring was beckoning you and you responded. So, Mr. Timer, Teaching Talha, did all our tabletop speakers qualify?
Yes,
Time?
yes, they did. They did. I'm about to float the poll. And since we have almost as many table topic speakers as there are attendants in the meeting, I am once again enabling the multiple choice option in the poll. So, of course, when you receive the
Top
poll,
three.
Yeah, please vote for your
Top three.
top three. Of course, the top one will be you yourself, but please bother to vote for two other people so that we have an actual result. Okay? So here it goes. And over to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the day.
That concludes our second segment, table topic segment. May God shower you with the blessings of spring. And now I turn the control of the meeting back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Asghar.
Thank you, DTM Sarfraz Nazir, for your good wishes and your departing remarks. Now we are about to entering in our third session, which is journal evaluation. And today our journal evaluator is TM Wase Ahmed. TM Wase, now it is your segment. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good morning again, all the attendees. Now it's time for general evaluations. We usually know how it happens in our country. Coming to the general evaluation session, this session is divided into three parts. The first part is the evaluation of the prepared speech session. Each speaker will be evaluated by his evaluator, which will have 2 to 3 minutes to evaluate, and then we have 30 seconds of surplus on it. And then we will have table topic evaluation session in which the table topic evaluator will evaluate each table topic speeches. For that, he will have 30 seconds per speech. And then in last, we will have facilitators presenting their reports, and then I'll be generally evaluating the whole meeting. So coming to the first segment of general evaluation session, which is the prepared speech session, our first speaker today was Toastmaster Asghar Ramzan, and his evaluator was DTM Tala. So DTM Tala, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Let me just bring up my notes and set up the timing. Just a second. Toastmaster Asghar, using descriptive language. Our worst fears were realized because you unleashed a barrage of creative English usage that was, I believe, almost impossible to keep track of. Congratulations on achieving the objectives of the project so spectacular. I love the fact that not only you use words, but today we could see your emotions and your head movements. Being an active participant and as being as eloquent as your words were. And that, I believe, added greatly to the impact of your story. There is a ton of creative usage that I witnessed, and I'm sure the rest of them will come from our grammarian, but just a sample. Being come through, I asked you to reject your own limitations, living, waiting, and breathing examples, living, waiting, and breathing examples of an old couple, eyes sprinkled, head and fumble the key into lock, nudge the door open. I swing the light from side to side. Truly, we felt that we were there on that journey with you. It was playing right before our eyes. And that's what using descriptive language actually is. So again, let me repeat on the risk of sounding redundant that you achieved the objectives of the project spectacularly. And as a bonus, we got a very absorbing story with a very humorous twist. And of course, the icing on the cake was another glowing, loving tribute to your mother-in-law. So all the ingredients were there. Truth be told, very hard to come up with improvement areas in that performance. There were some tenses where you stumbled a bit, some singular and plural problems. You would be well advised to look at the live stream to detect where they were. Initially, you seemed to lack a bit of confidence. I could detect that you were a bit hesitant, as if the words that you had thought of and you had memorized, uh, you were a little bit hesitant in owning them. It was as if you felt that it was someone else, because I know it is not your habit to be overly eloquent and just to be eloquent for eloquence's sake. So perhaps that's a disconnect that you felt in the beginning. But as you eased into the speech, you and your speech became one, and we could see that. So those are the only two improvement areas. A few grammatical corrections, and a little bit more confidence in the beginning. Overall, absolutely phenomenal speech. You achieved this objective spectacularly, and it was a delight to listen to. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Please unmute yourself, Wase.
Oh,
Thank you, DTM Dala, for that profound evaluation. Second speech was an icebreaker by guest Abdul Rahman, and icebreaker will be evaluated by none other than DTM Sarfraz Nazir. So, President, you have the stage.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Wase Ahmed, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and especially you, Abdul Rahman. I admire you for showing us forbearance, because I would have expected you to be upset since you are now transitioning from a donkey to a dog or vice versa. First, I'm going to let you know what I liked about your speech, and then I'll give you some suggestions for improvement. The objective of the icebreaker speech was for you to tell us something about yourself. And we learned, not a little bit, but a lot, that you are the only child. You were not allowed to go out. You had to ask for permission to go to the bathroom. And what especially I liked about your speech was that you broke your speech into three phases. You said, I'm going to tell you about my education and childhood, then the second phase, marriage and professional life, and finally, the third phase, my future life. Very well structured speech. I like the way you approached life in terms of animals, because we can all relate to animals. We live with these animals, the donkey, dogs roaming around on our streets, and every now and then, especially springtime, the monkey man shows up making noise and say, monkey salute, sir, and then he wants you to hand him a note. So good way to describe life. Donkey has 33 years, shortened to 20, dog from 27 to 15, monkey from 15 to 5. And those differences were added to humans' life of 30 years to make it about 60 years. I hope that we live more than 60 years, but according to your mathematics, it sure comes to 60. How can you improve your speech? First, you were already introduced, so there's no need to start by saying my name or I am Abdul Rahman. We already know. Just start. And instead of giving us your childhood background and then going into the phases and talking about donkeys, that puts you over the time limit. So I would want to see you start with the story itself. And then each time when you're talking about a donkey, dog, monkey, and human, relate, how does this impact your life. And then when it comes to future life, instead of saying that, future life, I'll be improving my Toastmaster, just say my future life, I'll be a monkey and I'll come week after week to KTC meetings as a member and amuse you and entertain you. I liked your speech because of your structure and you met the objective and the animals that you used. And if you can shorten the speech by cutting down unnecessary details at the start, you will have a very good speech. I look forward to your next speech. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Sarfraz Nazeer. Any person is lucky to have his feedback coming from DTM Sarfraz Nazeer. We all can relate to that. Everybody, today we had an icebreaker. So, as the custom of the KTC is, everybody stand up and give a standing ovation for our icebreaker guest, Abdul Rahman. Thank you, everyone. Now we'll be moving to our third and the last speaker of the day, last prepared speaker of the day, who was DTM Tala bin Hamid. His evaluator was DTM Ghulam Qadir. So DTM Ghulam Qadir, you have the stage.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. So before I start my evaluation, I would like to know from DTM Tala how he has lost a considerable weight. So I just saw him after a long time on the screen, and I can easily vouch for it that he has lost weight. So you and I need to connect separately, and I need to take some tips from you. So
Can you repeat those exact same words before my wife?
I will in front of Toastmaster Anam as well, that you
Yeah.
have lost weight. I'm sure the scales also speak for itself. But when I saw you standing, and I was amazed how you have managed that. And you look great.
Please also put
I
that
hope it's
in
not
the
Ramzan. I hope it's not just the Ramzan impact. It's something else you are doing in your life, which I need to know.
Well, we'll decide about that, but also put that comment in the KTC WhatsApp group, please.
I will. Definitely. And I will tag her as well. Toastmaster Anam.
Yeah.
Right. I'll do that.
Oh, that's much better. I'll do the same for you then.
Great. All right. So coming back to the speech of DTM Tala bin Hamid, as usual, whenever I listen to his speeches are always very well crafted. The content is so good that is from the start of the speech until the end. You really get hooked up with it. And at one point in time, I really forgot that I also have a role of R counter as well. So I was just evaluating, and in the later part of the speech, I realized that I have to do the role of R counter as well because the speech was so engrossing. So starting with the speech, he was referring to uh, the Suzuki car, which I believe in current days it's called Bolan Suzuki carry dabba, which we call it as. So he was referring to that car and perfectly defined the kind of the behavior we Karachiites or Pakistani do with our car, especially for those who are in a salaried class or a working class who do not get time to look after their cars. So it's been years and years or months that you do not even take care of it. So same happened with DTM Talha bin Hamid as well, as to he couldn't take care of that car and the car broke down, and Toastmaster Anam was in middle of somewhere on the road and standing that the car has broken down. So very well crafted, very well. It was this opening was good, the middle section and the way that man met him, and it was just a kind of the pipe which was choked. So they couldn't figure it out as to what had happened, and it was just a small thing which could have been prevented, and there was just a choke of the pipe which could have been prevented. So from the content side, I would give 10 out of 10.
regarding few observations which I have noticed, which really I want to learn as well from you, DTM Talla, is that your camera placement was superb. Let me use this word, superb, because your room, the new drawing room, I believe you have shifted your flat. This is your new house, because previously we used to look at a different drawing room. Now it's a very different drawing room. So the entire room was quite visible from it, and you were in the middle of that room. Your camera, you were standing, and your camera was placed in such a way. Was it some sort of a stand? I would like to know that. And it was not a laptop. I believe it was a mobile phone, which was kept in a landscape mode. Uh, at least I could figure that out, that this was a mobile phone which was kept in a landscape mode. So we could see you properly, and it was the way you utilize the camera. That is, you at times you were into the camera like this, and then you were zooming out. You were zooming in and you were zooming out. Your voice modulation kept on going up and down and up and down at times whenever it was required. So overall, I really enjoyed your speech once again, and good luck for your other assignments, other projects. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Ghulam Kadir, for that profound evaluation. Timer, are all the prepared speech evaluator qualified?
Yes, they are. I'll be floating the poll in a bit.
Sure. Everybody, please do vote. Now we move to our table topic evaluation. And for that, we have Toastmaster Imran Rana. Toastmaster Imran Rana, you have the stage.
Okay, please confirm I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for the Toastmasters and guests. Today we had some amazing table topics, and that was related to the theme, that is spring. And our first speaker was Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi. Today, Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi, you delivered the speech in a completely different style, as if it was coming directly from your heart. I can feel the energy and I can feel the different voice quality. You told us about old people's interest, and you told us about how you ended up liking the vegetables. Then you told us about the kitchen garden you just created on the top of the roof. I love your speech. It was in a chronological order. The only area of improvement was the camera position. It was not appropriate. Maybe could have delivered in a standing gesture so that we could see the whole body aligned in your speech. So overall, it was a wonderful speech. Then we had Toastmaster Rafat Mubin. Toastmaster Rafat, what I love about your speech, that I didn't find any ahs and ums. Your speech was clear. Each word is crystal clear. You told us about spring, and I love the statement about your speech that spring is the time of getting rewards, and another statement like flowers that bring smile. The only area of improvement I could suggest you, maybe you could open the camera so that we could see your facial expressions, your hand gestures, and your body language on that speech. Then we had Toastmaster Heba Khan. Heba, what I love about your speech is that you have a confident voice, confident and strong voice. You spoke quite well and told us about the importance of vegetables. What I would suggest you that your camera position was not appropriate. It was cutting some of your face. maybe with a proper camera position, we could see your hand gestures as well. Since you started quite well, try to end the speech smoothly instead of abruptly ending the speech. So overall, it was a good speech. I would suggest you to come up with prepared speeches. Maybe you could start your second pathway so that we could see you in action again. Then we had Abdul Rahman. Abdul Rahman, after delivering a wonderful icebreaker speech, you spoke quite well about the topic. You loved in your spring. You told us about your spring outdoor activities. Since you delivered the icebreaker speech with an open camera, I would suggest you to deliver the table topic speech with an open camera so that I could suggest you on your facial expressions, on your hand gestures, and overall body language. Overall, it was a good speech. Toastmaster Abid Ali Habib, you told us about the spring festival, the Basant, and the family reunion that gives you a refreshing start in life and rejuvenation. The whole speech was delivered with great confidence. The only thing which you could work upon is your vocal variety that expresses that refreshment and that rejuvenation. So overall, a wonderful speech delivered with great confidence. Then we had distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. Talha, you delivered a wonderful speech. It was it is quite inspiring to hear you in table topics and always help us to learn a lot from your side. Since we could see the hand gestures, maybe could deliver the speech in a standing position. Overall, a wonderful speech. Then we had Toastmaster Wase Ahmed. So Wase Ahmed, you got a wonderful topic about April shower brings Mayflower. Maybe you could have said that it's kind of an April Fool because we don't have rain in April. So, and I like the confidence you delivered the speech in a standing gesture. Your hands were perfectly aligned with the speech. I love the content and expressed how you compared the spring with the concrete walls in Karachi, concrete buildings in Karachi. So overall, it was a wonderful speech, and I love the crisp humor you brought in your speech. So hats off to you. I barely find any area of improvement, but the speech was quite amazing, quite inspiring, and quite humorous. So overall speech was wonderful. So all the speakers spoke quite well, and we learned a lot from all the speakers that that whatever the topic was, all the speakers spoke brilliantly with a proper message. So overall, it was wonderful. And over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you for that crisp, concise table topic evaluation, Toastmaster Imran Rana. Everybody, thank you for your forbearance up till now as we move to our last session of our last segment of our general evaluation session, which is the facilitators reports. First, we will be having the grammarian and the wordmaster reports. And oh, that's me. So for grammarian report, we have Toastmaster Wase Ahmed. Toastmaster Wase Ahmed, you have the floor. Thank you, General Evaluator. Thank you, everyone. As the word master of the day, the word of the day was forbearance. It was used by Toastmaster Asghar once, DTM Sarfaraz twice, and quite wittily plugged in by Toastmaster Wase Ahmed just before this session. And apologies to anybody who I have missed. Now coming to the good usage, today we had a grammar class by Toastmasters Asghar Ramzan and also by DTM Tala too. And for the, I would say, the bad usage of grammar, I would say that I'll be using the Toastmasters bluff and not highlight it where I found it. Okay. For the good usage, downpour plunged the city, twist of fate, dream come true, eyes crinkled, inclement weather, littered, darted, as silent as grave, chalk and cheese, as quick as flash, jolted, polishing my skills, striking similarity, nuclear meltdown, midgets, grim verdict, beckon, sacrificial lambs, invigorating, revitalizing, rejuvenation, icing on the cake. For the bad usage, as I said, but here is something to the person who I am going to suggest this. He is quite competent. So that's why I am putting up these points that where the word use, where the phrase dream come true was used, I thought dream come, it would have been better if fascinated would have been used there or interesting would have been used there because I just don't like where the phrase was plugged in. Second thing is pushed the bell. I think it should have been rang the bell because if it was that pendulum bell that we have in the clock towers or in the churches that we see, then push the bell would have been uh, better. But I think ring the bell here makes much better. Ring the bell sounds much better. And another place, the speaker said as he tasted some sort of food and he realizes that they were there, the point is that audience would have confused that who were exactly there, at least in that sentence, until he goes on the second sentence or third sentence where he tells that he was actually talking about his neighbor. So that just does not clarifies. And as we all know, the speaker is quite competent. So I was just able to point out this thing. So thank you. Sorry. This is from my side. Over to general evaluator. Thank you, Toastmaster Vas Ahmed, for that incredible report. Now we will be moving to our second facilitator, which is the R counter. And for R counter, we have DTM Ghulam Qadir.
Okay, tech host, can you please allow me to share my screen?
Now you can.
Yes, I'm able to share my screen. So let me pull out that exact sheet, which is called Nama Amal. Okay, so we will be starting from the prepared speeches. And this is what we have. Toastmaster Asghar had 0 hours, 0 arms, 2 repeat words. Then we had a guest Abdur Rahman, 5 hours, 3 ums, and 3 repeat words. DTM Talab bin Hamid, he did not had any and repeat words. Toastmaster Irfan Faruqi, 0 hours, 1 Toastmaster Rifat Mubin, this was in the table topics. 3 hours, 2 and 0 repeat words. Toastmaster Hiba Khan, 3 hours, 3 1 repeat word. Toastmaster, what is Toastmaster Abid or guest Abid Habib? Please do correct me.
He's a Toastmaster.
He's a
In fact,
Toastmaster.
one of the past presidents of KTC.
Toastmaster Abid Habib. So he had 7 Rs and 2 ums and 2 repeat words. Then again in table topics, it was DTM Tala bin Hamid, just 1 R. And in table topics, it was Toastmaster Vase, 1 R and 1 ums. So that's it from my side. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Ghulam Qadir, for that Nama Amal. I guess we are in Ashray Makfirat, so we can forgive each other. Now, moving to our last facilitator, which is the listener. I hope I'm not missing anybody. Yes, our listener report, which will be presented by IPP, Iba Rais Khan. Toastmaster Iba, you have the report. You have the
Yes.
floor.
She is not IPP, she is PP.
She is? Okay.
No,
No,
she's
no.
IPP.
He is IPP.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Someone spoke, eyes crinkled.
Asghar.
Toastmaster Asghar.
Toastmaster Asghar.
Yes. Frantically was looking.
Asghar.
No.
Tala.
Yes, Tala bin Ahmed.
Okay, either
I-
Asghar or Talha. So end the report, please.
I nudged, open the door.
TM
Asghar
Asghar.
Khan.
Yes. Drenched, sorry, rain came ferociously.
Asghar.
Toastmaster Asghar. Asghar.
Yes. And the last one, everything was drenched. No, sorry. Drenching everything.
Toastmaster Asghar.
Yes. That's about it for my report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Iba Rais Khan, for making it quick so we can go to his own business after this. Everybody, please vote. The poll is on your screens. Now we are on the last part, which is I'm generally evaluating the meeting. Surprisingly, we are on time even after starting almost 20 minutes behind the agenda. Thanks to Toastmaster Noreen Fatma, who was not there. So we almost saved 10 minutes from there. Coming to the prepared speech session, we had some really, really good speeches. Okay. We have some really, really good speeches. First by Toastmaster Asghar Ramzan. Then we had a really humorous icebreaker, which was, I must say, it was really quite nice. It was nice. And then, of course, DTM Tala bin Hamid needs no appreciation, so we aren't appreciating you. Then for the table topic sessions, DTM Sarfraz pulled off again. I would say that was really nice of him that he adapted according to the situation. He added up more speakers. We almost had 7 speakers in our table topic segment, and every speech was really nice. But one thing that I wanted to point out that 4 out of 7 speeches which we listened were talking about gardening, although this theme was about the spring. So I think what could have been better was the phrasing of the questions and something related to personal stories, so we could have seen much more different kind of flowers in a bouquet of table topic session. Then coming to the evaluation segment, nice evaluations, concise, crisp, nice reports. So thankfully we are on time, and that's all from my side. Over to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you. Toastmaster Asghar, you are.
I think he's on the phone.
Okay, and also, okay, so he's back now. He can have.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I'm back. And well, actually, I thought there was a very small role, a transitory role for me. So that is why I just wanted to take the opportunity of the time to talk with my friends. But here is me now. And thank you very much for the session that you conducted. It was very well, and especially you referred some corrections and some good usage. Both were mines. I take credit for both of them. And thank you very much. Uh, with this, I would like to end my role as a table, as the Toastmaster of the morning, now afternoon, I think, and would like to hand over the charge to the president of the club, DTM Sarfraz Nasir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Asghar, for serving as the Toastmaster day. And Toastmaster Wasi Ahmed, you would be pleased to know that from now on, we will change the opening of the KDC meeting. We'll be saying that speakers have the option to speak on any topic except sex, religion, politics, and gardening. While the votes are being tallied, we have with us Mariam Aftab Kedwai. Mariam Aftab Kedwai, even though the official table topics segment is already passed, we would like to hold a special table topic session if you are available.
Sure, sir, I am here.
Okay. So keeping up with our new policy, I won't be asking you anything about spring or gardening. So the topic for you is describe a hobby or interest you always wanted to pursue, but have not had the chance yet. Describe a hobby or an interest you always wanted to pursue, but have not had the chance yet. Mariam Aftab Kedwai.
Thank you so much, sir. When it comes on hobby and interest, sir, there's one thing that I have always wanted to do, but that takes a lot of efforts from my side, though people do it effortlessly, and that is reading. Trust me. I have seen my father reading newspaper every morning, and he tried very hard to convince me, and he did that too. Because I remember he used to make me sit with him and read the newspaper and ask me to read first paragraph 10 times so that I'll have the flow and everything. He helped me out with, he tried very hard to start reading things. And I did knew that reading is important, but I have never realized that what it holds. If it is important, then why it is important. I realized after a long time when it was too late, because I remember my university fellows, they used to discuss that, oh, are you reading a novel? What is that? Can you tell me about that? I was never fascinated with all those unrealistic things, and novels were never my kind. I still they are not. I'm not into fairy tales, I'm not into love stories and all. No, don't give me that. I was never into it. So whether it's Cinderella and everything, they never interest me that much. And that was the reason I think I was never into reading, because at my age, when I was young, these books were there in front of me, and I know it's not reality, and I'm not into that kind of thing. So I was never get fascinated with all those things. Rather, the stepmother part was quite serious for me. I thought maybe real mothers can also do that thing. I taunt my mother a lot. But after I got married, after my marriage, my husband did help me out with such things. I have read about Roman Empire, which I really watched on TV. I enjoyed that much. I read about different thing, and after that I started reading on things. Then I realized that okay, this is, but it takes a lot of effort from my side, because one book almost took me one month or something like that. But yeah, that's the hobby interest I want my daughters, my children to have, and everybody around. I think it's very important. So yeah, that's
Thank
the
you. Thank you, Mariam Aftab Kedwai. It's so nice that every attendee today had a chance to speak or say something or share something with us. That's great. And are we ready with the results?
Yes, we are, sir.
Okay.
So best speaker goes to Toastmaster Asghar, as we already learned. Best evaluator goes to myself. Thank you so much. Best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster Wase Ahmed. Congratulations. Best uh, big war, best facilitator again goes to Toastmaster Wase Ahmed, grammarian and word master, and best big four goes to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Asghar. So that's pretty much it. And Mr. President, with your permission, this is the first time ever that two people have asked about my setup for Zoom. So uh, I'm incredibly amazed, and I'd like to emulate you and take 30 seconds to satisfy the curiosity of the people who asked.
Sure, go ahead, please.
All right. So thank you so much. And this is an amazing moment for me, seriously, because I never thought this moment would come in my life where people will ask about my Zoom setup. So just give me a second and I'll show you. I've logged in from a separate device and all right. So, all right. So I hope everyone can see this is the laptop that I'm using for this meeting. All right. And for the speech, what I did was this is our room, the drawing room where I'm always found in Zoom meetings. I'm usually sitting at this spot right here on this sofa. But for the speech, what I did was I brought the laptop and opened it like this and propped it on the sofa like this. So it matches my height perfectly, and I can look into the camera. And behind me, you can see the drawing room. So yeah, that's pretty much it. No special camera. And for mic, I'm using the neckband, which happens to be a good microphone. But the camera, I swear, as now you can see, it is the laptop camera. I'm using no special camera. So yeah, thank. Yeah. So thank you for your appreciation, and over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you. And, want to thank all of you for joining us and wish you a nice week, and we'll see you at the same time next week. And are there any other announcements before we close the meeting? Toastmaster Imran
I
Rana
just
or
wanted to one
DT
thing,
Salah?
if you allow me, please.
Sure, go ahead, please.
Okay. I want to address Toastmaster Asghar. Toastmaster Asghar, I've been sending many messages to you on WhatsApp. You are not seeing them. Probably you are busy. Please see the WhatsApp group, your WhatsApp, personal WhatsApp. Nothing urgent, but today sometimes please see your WhatsApp. Thank you.
DT Irfan, I think Toastmaster Asghar wanted one of the packets. I think you said you had 28 packets of seeds. So you're now down to 27 because one has to be shipped to Quetta.
That's why I have messaged Toastmaster Asghar. I would be very, 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 very happy to send any packet to anybody who wants. But for that, I have asked Toastmaster Asghar to share his address.
Any packet, DT Irfan?
One
Are you
packet to
sure?
anybody. One packet to anybody.
Can you send the whole garden?
Okay,
No.
you prepare. Imran Rana, you prepare your garden. I'll send you the seeds.
Well,
You prepare
actually,
your kitchen garden,
DTM,
I'll send you the seeds.
So I'm looking forward to all those vegetables.
DTM Sarfraz Nazir, actually people usually offer me without knowing that I take things seriously.
Okay. That's good. And
DTM Irfan, please delete all those messages which you send to Toastmasters.
No, when I say something, I am committed to what I say. I don't say superficial things.
thank you. Since we're having a good time, I have a general question. Who prepares the table topics question during the for the speech contest? Table topics contest in District 122, area, division, or district?
Table topic master.
The contest chair.
Contest chair.
Contest, okay. So just a little info bit. In District 50, I think the generally speaking, I guess the chief judge used to give to the contest master, and they would select one or three topics. For this year, the district chief judge has prepared all the topics for all 26 areas, 6 divisions, and the district. So more than 300 topics, and each one is in an envelope. So at the start of each contest, the district chief judge hands 3 envelopes to the contest master or the toastmaster of the contest, and then that person selects one out of those, and they are read. And the condition is that the contest master must read the question exactly same for each and every contestant. Because I've noticed many times they say the words in different order. So the rule is, and this has happened where it was not said it exactly, so the contest was stopped and new topic was selected out of the 3 envelopes, and the table topics contest was restarted with back to speaker number 1. Because if you change the words, it may have a different meaning for the speaker, and they may answer it differently. So that's why it's important that table topics contest, the contest master reads the question exactly and has to be read 2 times. Name of the contestant, topic twice, and then the name. And I've noticed sometimes they read it 1 time and forget to say it 2nd time. And there is no clarification. Like the contestant cannot ask for the meaning of the words with they have to answer whatever they think it means. You can't be asking for clarification. So 300 topics. So after all contests are over, I'll see if I can get those 300 questions for him. We can use them in PTC meetings.
Wow, that would be amazing. And we can do those contest-like sessions too. That was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, some of the examples were one that if you can adopt a fictional character for one day, which character would you adopt and why? So those are some good. Another question was, if you could add a new sports to Olympics, what sport would that be and why?
Okay.
So easy to answer, but some thought-provoking. Questions. It was so nice to see you, DTM Talha, Toastmaster Imran Rana, Toastmaster Asghar, guest Abdul Rahman, Toastmaster Rafat Mubin, TTM Irfan Faruqi, and also Maria Maftab Kidwai joining us towards the end. And once again, thank you for joining us. Have a nice week, and we'll see you next week. Until then, Allah Hafiz. The meeting is adjourned.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.